Welcome back. Folks, we'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a comfortable margin for the Bulls here, guys.
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive, guys, on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it up.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Chicago right now, Jimmy Butler is out there with Jay. Then there's Dwayne Wade. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Navarro in at the 5 down low. Now here's Jackson. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And the shot is good. Chicago leading by 14. Navarro, and he goes in for the dunk.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
Wade with no one around. Another miss by Wade. Detroit's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Rondo with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Back to Rondo. Takes a 3. And he gets it to go. Rondo's got 7 points in the game.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness. Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And now here's a quick peek at the best rookie free throw shooters over the course of the past month. Well, you look at Jay, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic. And, of course, Clutch, another player that shoots extremely well from the free throw line.
And they're both just fundamentally sound. And their success at the free throw line, I think, bears that out.
Yeah, and it's something you've got to work on, though, Greg. We can't discount that piece of the equation. Quite frankly, a lot of rookies have too much other stuff to deal with. But these two are zeroed in.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Detroit. Grant comes in for Kirk Hinrich.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense. Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Just an amazing game for Jay. He's got 19 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point lane.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him. He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
He's been attacking the rim with reckless abandon. They're searching for answers. Some way they've got to figure out how to contain him.
Here is Ilyasova. A 20-point game for him in the win against Boston.
And he also made his presence felt on the defensive side as well. 3 block shots were registered in that game.
Here's Rondo. Following the bucket by the Pistons. Navarro, the pass to Rondo. Butler from outside. Wade with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Wade dishes to Butler. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Ilyasova sets a screen for Jackson. Unloads. Cannot hit. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game. He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Ilyasova. The baseline J off the mark. Now Chicago's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Here's Navarro. That three off the mark.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those two in the first quarter.
Jackson passes to Ilyasova. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Outside Jackson, just 5 to shoot. Three-pointer, good. Jackson's got 5 points now this quarter.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
And for Reggie Jackson, the league is going the right way in terms of his skill set. Everyone loves the guard who can shoot well enough to bust the zone, as well as make plays for others and at the rim. And Jackson is that guy.
And back to Jackson. He really took on the playmaker role after being traded to the Pistons. As a Detroit player, he averaged over 9 assists a game, Clark, which would have put him 4th overall in the league had it been for a full campaign.
Loved his aggressiveness, which led to opportunities for his teammates, but it also led to turnovers. That part of his game he's got to tighten up.
So it's Chicago now, following the bucket by the Pistons. It's tipped, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Jay. Averaging 40 points, almost 5.5 steals, and 10 assists. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Yeah, you know, you just plug him in. He's a flat-out scoring machine. When you plug him up, let him go.
Here's Navarro. Last game, an incredible scoring display for him. Grant outside. Down low. Stolen away. They're running. The finish. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
That was a smart pass by Wade that time.
Now here's Jackson. He's covered closely. To the middle. Here's Ilyasova. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists tonight.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Count the bucket. Jackson's got 7 now in this quarter.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Now, here's Butler. He's coming off a 19-point game against Miami. And stolen by Butler. And here's the fast break. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, but if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
Here's Caldwell Pope after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. There's a screen. Feeds to Jackson. Takes a 3, and the shot is good. Jackson's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Pistons.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
For Detroit, they've gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. Here's Navarro, defended by Ilyasova. Rondo, good.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Here's Caldwell Pope. He's got 8. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Caldwell Pope's got 10 points in the game. The feed to Butler. Inside. Inside. Stolen by Grant. Inside. Here's Morris, and stolen by Butler.
2 minutes, 2.
Here's Navarro. Wade outside. Here's the three. That's good again. His 7th basket, 7 for 10 from the floor.
It's been said often that good defense leads to offense, and that's what we're seeing here with all these points off turnovers.
And guys, one thing to force turnovers, but also important that you make the teams pay when you're able to create those.
Passes to Navarro. Stops, pops, and a big bounce off the rim, but it's... sinks right in. And that's 19 points for Dwayne Wade. Detroit's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Knocks it loose. Morris with a screen on Butler. Here's Caldwell Pope, defended by Butler. Morris a screen. Just 5 on the clock. Caldwell Pope kicks to Ilyasova. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That's his second.
And guys, how about Ilyasova last season shooting the basketball? Always a decent threat to score. His improvements in efficiency were amazing. He increased his field goal accuracy from 41 to 47% in only 1 year.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Johnson comes in for Caldwell Pope. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Jackson. And it's Heinrich in for Grant. Here's Navarro. 24 points for him. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Big bodies and soft hands. Well, that's what these guys possess. The top assisting centers and power forwards this year. And you look at Clutch, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists.
I don't care what level you're at, high school, college, or pros. When you have the combination of size and passing skill that he does, it gives your team a huge advantage.
Most certainly does. I mean, anytime you get a big guy who can pass it, I mean, it forces strange rotations for the defense. And he's thrown plenty of opposing defenses into chaos with his passing.
So it's Detroit now. Johnson goes in. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. And the basket by Wade. Wade's got 21 in the game.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Heinrich against Butler. Baines dishes to Johnson. Pass to Navarro. Trips down the breakaway slam.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no line in those totals.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what did you see from them?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm. As smart and as safe as they're playing, they made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, they got more than a few problems to work out, but it all starts with their defense. I know the analytical people love to point out opponent's field goal percentage, and tonight has been a big problem. They haven't defended with any purpose. You need a whole lot more activity on defense.